Alright, I guess the stream's starting. Alright, so it's now 5 p.m. CST, and it's time for me to now stream things. So I'm excited. Right now there's no one here. Oh, actually, let me make a announcement real quick. Here we go. Cool, so we're ready to start. Here we go. So I've been, to start, I don't expect many people to be here, but we're gonna be developing stuff, and I made quite a few assets recently. And I since I took in the poll, which is I think about a week and like 3 days, I've been working like at least like 6 hours a day, or 6 hours a day, sorry, or maybe 7. Anyway, I've been spending a lot of time making assets. And some of the stuff I've made are I made some candles, I made a plant, I made a coffee table, which may change a. This is going to be a dog bed. Not sure if it'll stay, but it's there. This is it's a ladder, but it's like a bookcase. It can go with bookcases, a ladder and chest, which kind of looks really cool. I really like that. A TV stand. This is a free model. The TV is a free model. I haven't. I'll make my own TV. I just didn't feel like making it, so that's like the only free model here. Yeah, free model. I wrote down every free model that I used, and that's so far there's only one on the list, and I'll make changes to fix that later, because I don't want to be using free models. But anyway, this couch I made, this chair I made, this plant I also made, which took a long time. I made a lamp. Yeah, just a lamp, a coffee table, it's circular, a wardrobe, a bed, a door, which is kind of small, kind of skinny. I'll just bring this guy over here in that door, which is going to change, since it is about like the length of the person, and I want it to be a little bit bigger than that. But whatever. For right now, that's fine. And then I made a dresser, and this kitchen, which actually took kind of a long time to do. So we have drawers here, and that's in a sink, a dishwasher, an oven, and a stove on top. We got a refrigerator. So all stuff that'll be used later in time. And yeah, so this is the stuff I made, and so during this development, I'm basically just gonna make the outline of the walls, basically just make walls, windows, windowsills, kind of building up the walls and stuff, and then putting the furniture in, and then just kind of going from there. And if I get some questions that people ask, then I'll answer those questions. I'm in my alt account too, in the developer questions, so I'm like looking at that right now on my phone. So you can ping me, that's all right. And I don't really mind. I don't mind getting pinged. In fact, I encourage pinging me if you have a question. For now, that may change in the future, but for right now, that's okay. So yeah, this is the stuff I made, and then I've been making everything in a blender. So let me just switch over to that real quick. So yeah, not everything that I've made in Roblox Studio is over here, because I have been moving stuff in and out of Roblox, and I've been and then there's like some files where I made like the lamp, for example, or the plants that I made, or the fan you saw. I've made they have their own unique Blender file, and I just haven't transferred them over here to this. This is just going to be the where I just put shit. Sorry, I shouldn't curse. I should put stuff in here and then just, build around it. Yeah, but everything's going to be done pretty much in here. I just wanted to show you the assets that I made in the very beginning. And there's going to be more stuff in the kitchen, and also there's going to be more stuff in here. And in this blueprint, I'm going to move it all the way up here. There's this bed. This is supposed to be a dresser. There's a wardrobe here. And there just doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of stuff in here, and there's like an empty closet, and obviously, that's not really gonna happen when I'm starting to finish up the map. There's gonna be multiple maps as I make this game, because it is going to be based on chapters and it is going to be a story game, and it's also going to be kind of horror too, which is the goal. I'm still kind of writing the story and it isn't finalized, and so I'm just gonna like kind of avoid talking about the storyline right now because it is still it's still subject to change. And I also when I'm developing this, I have a problem of like talking and just not doing shit. I'm like, I am terrible at multitasking, like notoriously terrible at multitasking, which is like also one of my concerns for this stream today. So yeah, there's just stuff that I need to do, and storyline. I just don't as I was saying, I don't want to say the whole storyline because that's just gonna be. It just tells too much a story about what's going on. It doesn't keep surprises, and I want to have some surprises on development. And I'd like to keep it like that if I can. So some stuff is just gonna be kind of quiet, and only I'll pretty much know about it unless like you question me about it, like in my DMs. Anyway, if you just want to talk to me, feel free. My DMs are open, and I don't mind being talked to. I can talk, and sometimes I can capable of talking and modeling stuff at the same time. But like that's not gonna happen all the time. There's gonna be multiple instances throughout the stream of you'll just see me just like completely stop what I'm doing and just to talk, and I'm like making hand movements that you don't see. And I'm not making hand movements right now, but sometimes I will. It's a little embarrassing since no one can see it, but it's I don't even do that in real life, which is funny. But when I'm like on stream, like or talking to people online, like I touch my screen to like gesture to like the thing I'm talking about, or I make hand movements even though I don't do it in real life. And I just do stuff like that, it's interesting to say the least. So yeah. So little stuff about me that you probably didn't know. Actually, look how many vertices. Hold on. Look at how many vertices this guy has. That's insane. Look at that. Look at that. That's insane. Anyway. just had to say that. But alright, so we're approaching the sunroom right here. Let's look at top view. And so I'm planning to have this sunroom to be kind of like this. Not particularly like that. There are doors like right here. You can tell by that handle, and like probably maybe a door behind this cameraman, but honestly, who knows? We can't see it. And then we have this area right here with stone. This probably archway, if I were to make it, would probably be a like a curved archway rather than just a rectangular. But honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I'll make it exactly like that, but it is going to be in some ways similar, and probably going to have a slanted roof since it is going to be boring if I just put a flat roof on there. And realistically, rain, that's the thing. Because I am making something like realistic, so if there's going to be rain on a flat roof, like where the rain would just cave into the sunroom. So I have to make it curved like that. This thing over here that I'm looking at, that is everything that is in every model that I've made, such as that hand cylinder, that thing, kind of the same as it is in Roblox Studio. And I don't really need to look at this right now, so I'm going to close the stuff up, close up the kitchen, and then find that, which I think is in Spanish on 3 builds, and then let's do that. And this is the reference picture. So yeah, this is the first floor. I just toggled on off, and then the reference would be this picture that I'm looking at. But I need that right there, so I'm gonna just keep it like that. I know I said previously that I don't want to talk entirely about the storyline, but there is some stuff I do want to talk about the storyline. So specifically about this house, which I will talk about. And it like I said, everything that I'm saying right now could be changed. It could not be. I don't know. So for this house specifically, this will be a house of a family who actually has probably a family that's lived here for a while. The dad comes home because he was working. I don't know what job, but he'll probably wear like some kind of suit, or he'll be a I don't know what kind of occupation that. I'm just gonna say suit because I don't fucking know. Maybe he works at a desk job. Who knows? But he'll work at some kind of, and then he'll come home, and his daughter, Elena, or Aliana, I don't know, Elena or Aliana or something like that. Like just a pretty name, because this is going to be a Spanish. It's like not all the time. When I make a house, it's gonna be like, oh, a Spanish home. There's gonna be like uh people who like speak Spanish, or like from like Mexico or Spain or Puerto Rico, or I don't know. Anyway, it's not gonna be like that every time. This is just what it's gonna be. I'm not trying to like, what's the word, stereotype people. Like, if you live in this house, you're like this kind of family. No. Dad comes home, and his daughter Alina was at home. She's kind of young, 10, 11, 12, like sixth grade or like elementary school, like someone who's like super young. And then something tragic happens, and now the daughter's still in the house, but the dad can't find him. And so he's like scrambling around the house trying to find his daughter, because his daughter is normally like, hanging out in like, say, the billiards room playing games, or dad came home late, and Elena just isn't where she normally is. So now the dad is scrambling around the house trying to find her, and when he does, she's not functioning like a normal. She's acting weird and out of the ordinary, and the dad is like having a panic attack and trying to get her attention. At first, he's like, "Elena, like, stop ignoring me. Like, I'm here." And then he realizes that something's wrong, and she's possessed in some sort of way. Dad will call the cops or something, and the cops don't know what to do because they think it's a prank call. But like legally, when you legally when you call the cops, they have to go check up on the person. I think that's how it works. I have to do research about that. But the cops can't. They just think she's being pranked, and she's just like, she has like some mental problem, or I don't know, something like that. And they're like, boy. So then he like calls, and then the father calls the cops again or something to like help, like figure out why the hell his daughter is not responding. And so now this like super super cool team pops up. It's gonna be like with like possession, supernatural, and they are now trying to do this mystery problem solving of like what kind of powers she has, because now she's like supernatural and she can't function like a normal human being and be a part of society anymore. And so now she has to be in some kind of containment. Some kind of order has to happen in order for her to. And then the super cool team that pops up is going to actually be you, the player, who will be figuring out this stuff. But that isn't actually how the full story starts. The chapter doesn't start like that. There's like a lead up to it, and like some, I guess, a little bit of suspense. But this first chapter isn't meant to be truly scary. It's supposed to be a kind of suspense of a mystery, kind of a little scary, but like very low key, not supposed to shake you to your bones, just a chill kind of thing. And so that's basically how the chapter is. It's just this father and daughter, and the mother's deceased or no longer here, or I don't know. The mother just isn't. It's just the mother, the father, Elena, and I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be siblings. There might be. There might not. and that'll just kind of how the story works. Still in question of how it'll like fully play out, but there's gonna be a thing of the player trying to figure out stuff and like watching Elena, and then maybe Elena will like go back to normal somehow, some way. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Actually, let's talk about the house again for like the second time. So there's gonna be a garden kind of out front, somewhat similar to this. Probably not exactly, but there's gonna be like the stone area because you have a little bit of porch. That's gonna be like right here, and then and then there's gonna be a walkway, and then a driveway, and then maybe a little sliver of grass the entire time. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. It probably would look better without that sliver of grass because that kind of like it's a divider, but it also looks bad. So I'll probably just like combine these two, like the walkway and the driveway, and have a yard and like maybe some plants in the front of here, and some other stuff like that. And in the backyard, there might be a pool. There might not. It's also gonna be this kind of background with like flourishing plants, and I did not really do that. I think okay. And basically just stuff like that, which I think would actually look really good. I have to like model some plants and stuff. And speaking of plants, that plant I showed in Roblox Studio. Yeah, let me just pull it up again so you can like look at it. Okay. All right. Okay. So one of the main problems of the plant that I made, actually let's just bring this over here, and also let's just bring that over here. One of the main problems is that there's actually quite a bit of faces on here. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they're kind of hard to see, since they are this one flat color. And like there's also like a lot of faces on these stems and stuff, and I really don't like that. It would be easier to have an image of a stem and then just kind of and then throw the image into, if Roblox would just allow me to throw images into Roblox Studio so I can do stuff, that would be great. But for some reason it's not letting me. Anyway. No, if I could throw images instead of these leaves, that would actually prevent a lot of lag. It wouldn't look as, it actually kind of depends if it looks as good as not, but it would definitely prevent a lot of lag, and this is super laggy right here. If you just put like 20 of these in like this like 4x5, which 4x5 is 20, I guess, you'll just like, and then it's just a lag block, like just this plant. And like most of the stuff isn't like super laggy, like this. They don't have too many faces. This has quite a bit of faces, but it's kind of not terrible. And these candles obviously do have quite a bit of faces and stuff like that. And like there's just stuff I think about all the time that like, oh, there's too many faces, I need to like do stuff about it. But like it's fine for now. If it becomes a problem, I can if I learn once I add the scripting phase, when like scripting phase is going to be after I let's go back to Blender. And the scripting phase is going to be after I finish modeling the house. And that's when I'll start scripting, having drawers open and close. Curtains, I don't know if I'll, most likely will have curtains. Maybe the player can sit, which is probably very, very unlikely. Stuff like that. That's when I start getting these coding phases, and then it'll switch from that coding phase, and once that house is done, in the exterior of like the house is just the garden out front and the back. It'll be on a street too, so I like need to do that. After I do that, I'll be back on the modeling phase, where I start working on the next map, because there's going to be about 4 maps in the chapter. And some of the maps actually might be a lot very big, and some of the maps are not very big at all. And some maps are just going to be like a cutscene and stuff, where the player doesn't actually play, they just kind of look at it, and it kind of leads into a map. Yeah, so there's just going to be quite a few maps. And they're all going to be high quality maps. This game that I'm making isn't meant to be a money grab, or something that's just half-assed. Like, I'm trying to make a good quality game that people will enjoy, including myself, if I ever come to play my own game, which is probably unlikely. Actually, it's actually inevitable, because I will have to play test to test for bugs. But maybe I will. Maybe I will one day, because I know some people love playing with the developers, which I have learned through my years of playing as a gamer for a while, that people love playing with developers. I also love playing with developers. It's all the hype. It's taking screenshots on your phone to remember this moment. That's what it could also become a marketing thing. If the developer plays their own game, people will want to play the game if they hear about it and join like live streams and stuff with the developer and be like, yo, I want to play a game with you. And that's kind of like a marketing thing. I haven't made a game before. Again, like, I'm gonna say this again, I haven't made a game before, so I don't even know how far along I'll work. I don't know how fast I can get this done, and I don't know if I'll still have a little community waiting for me when the game is done. Because I talked about it to one of my friends before. There's always this is just a metaphor, but there's always this clock that's ticking. As more time passes, the less patience people have with me. And I have to keep up with that clock. And if I communicate, and if I talk, if it looks like I'm making progress every week, because I will be streaming once a week, I can reset that clock back just a little bit, just to have a little bit more time, where people stay with me longer. But at the end of the day, the clock is still clicking. And I only have so much time until people don't have time with me. And right now, I don't know when I can get this done. I don't know the date of the finished game. I just don't know, and I really wish I could give people an answer, but to be honest, I don't have an answer. I can't tell you anything. And it makes me upset, because I really wish I could, but I can't say I'll be done, like, in like 3 months, because I'm not going to be done in 3 months. And then when 3 months are up, people be like, why isn't the game out? And I'm like, I guessed the time wrong. And I'm notorious, like, realistically, in real life, I'm notoriously bad at saying, like, the time of when I'll be done with something. Like, normally it takes me 2 times longer than I say the time it will be. So that's also another reason, on top of reason number 1 of expectations of people, where I just avoid talking about how much time it'll take me, because I'm terrible at that sometimes. Yeah, I actually might end up cutting the stream early. I'm all out of things to say. I'll edit it later. I'll upload it raw, and then I'll edit it. It's just probably gonna be like a while. When I have a break, when I give myself a break, I'll edit it. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna leave. So see ya. Bye. I'm ending a little early. So see y'all later. I'll see you in the next stream, which is going to be in a week from now, which is going to be actually, let me check my calendar. Okay, yeah, so I'll just stream tomorrow. Not tomorrow, on the 10th. And we'll kind of see what progress I made in a week. And I'll just kind of do that for every week until something occurs. I'm too busy, and I'll just kind of switch the day. But yeah. So anyway, I'll see you all in the next stream on 10. Alright, bye.